Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me for Singapore FinTech Festival coverage is Lex Webster, Chief Commercial Officer at Exinity, to discuss APAC online broker opportunities and challenges. Lex, it's great to meet you virtually. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Jill, thanks very much for the invitation. It's great to be here today.
Tell us more about Exinity and its footprint in APAC.
Sure. Exinity is a FinTech boutique brokerage firm. We provide a whole range of trading services for clients right across the world, but particularly in APAC. We've been serving the clients there for a number of years, mostly through one of our brands, FXTM, where we provide trading in foreign exchange and other CFDs. We've always found it to be a particularly exciting market with really demanding customers. But I think a lot about what Exinity is looking to do is bring a new generation of products to the investors in APAC, where we believe there's great opportunities for people who are trying to invest and build a better future for themselves.
So, Lex, let me ask you this. How do you see the APAC online broker opportunities and challenges? What else can you do apart from low commission or to attract more clients?
So I think one of the big challenges in APAC is that it's a region made up of many different countries, which are governed by different sets of regulations and huge variety in terms of customer expectations. So addressing it as a complete region is a really challenging thing to do. So what you have to do is to break it up and look at what the specific customers in different countries are looking at and respect those cultural differences. I think for us, the key point is that low commissions are only one part of the puzzle. Really, when you talk to customers and you ask them what is important to them and what they're looking for, they want insight, they want understanding, they want education. They recognize that trading and investment is something that requires effort and investment of time in order to be good at it. And they want a partner in a brokerage firm who's going to help them do that. So the key challenge is trying to actually give people the education and coaching services that are useful to them in real time, in their trading experience, but without turning it into some sort of overly complex service which turns them off.
And Lex, that's a great point that you bring up, because when you and I started in the business in the late 90s, we did not have this level of sophistication with some of the tools that are available to retail traders. You and I certainly remember, paper trading and all the back office operations we had to do. So with millennial investors chasing sophisticated functionalities on trading platforms and mobile applications and so forth, what is Xfinity doing in terms of the digital strategy? It's quite competitive.
It is very. I mean, it's a great point. Millennials and Generation Z are very demanding in terms of the user experience that they're looking for from any provider. They've grown up in a very different world where from the very beginning, they've had great Apple-led products which have a wonderful user experience, and they're totally intolerant of anything else. I mean, they would hate the kind of downloadable apps that we used to use at the beginning of trading online. So I think for us, what we have to remember is it's mobile only. Many of the countries, particularly in APAC, have skipped over the desktop generation. So it's mobile only. And it's really about taking that functionality rich, making sure that you're picking out the really important parts of what that technology is seeking to deliver and give it to the customers in a super easy to understand form, alongside trading and education, because they need to see the features and they need to understand how to use those at the same time. You can't have the old world where you separate the two out, and in one part of your service you've got some education videos, and in another part of your service you've got some really complicated piece of technical charting. They need to be brought together so that it's easy to use and easy to understand.
And that's my next question. Where do when you talk about important types of tools and data sets for clients, what are they really looking for when they look at market data and analytics? It is quite complex at the end of the day.
Yeah, it is really. And I think, but one of the things I think we have to concede and remember is that people look for different routes to find their trading ideas, to find their investment ideas. So some people believe in technical means where they're looking for charting, they're looking for pattern matches, in particular price movements, whereas other customers are looking for more fundamental analysis or ratios. So they've got different, people have different routes to finding their trading ideas. I mean, trading and investment is a very broad church of different types of belief. Our challenge is to try and take and respect each of those different types of, if you like, trading inspiration and provide all of them to users through that experience without making the experience overly cluttered and without putting off one spectrum or the other. So we've got to satisfy those people who want really technical charting, while at the same time not distracting and annoying those people who actually want to access fundamentals, data, news, etc. And I think the challenge in bringing that together is covering that huge spectrum of different types of trading belief, but also not having experiences which are too cluttered and require 400 settings to actually personalize them. So it's about using technology to understand what your preferences are and then to try and reflect that through the user experience you're seeing.
That's so refreshing to hear, honestly. So let me ask you this last question. How do you see your collaboration with Nasdaq? How does it support Xfinity's growth to improve the client trading experience?
Well, for a company like Exinity, being associated with Nasdaq is fantastic. Nasdaq has been the leader in tech-based tech exchange for decades, and is really a global phenomenon in terms of being well recognized for listing and managing the biggest and most exciting tech businesses that there have been and that continue to be. So for a business like ours, which is aspiring to try and appeal to a new generation of investors and traders, that association really brings us into the right visibility of our customer groups, and it also shows that our cultural values are aligned with a great organization like Nasdaq. So it's a huge endorsement for us, and we hope we can contribute to the partnership too.
Lex, appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.